What's up, YouTube? Been doing a lot of research for the past 24 hours or so. What's up, YouTube? Mute myself. And man, there's been a lot of rumors and stuff going on. A lot of BS spreading across the airwaves, the internet, web, etc., etc. But I'm set some shit clear for the record. Now, I'm giving an option for a few people to opt into the channel to share their viewpoints or whatever, but I'm not sure how it's going to work. But I'm going to go ahead and start. If you're not a part of the Hellraiser Legacy, to become a member, join me and hundreds of other people just like you that are seeking for the truth and that are serious to gain success through our studies and research moving forward. I'm gonna start it off by saying, first off, you guys hear a lot of paper turning and stuff like that. I'm just going over my notes randomly. I have no specific order. I do a lot of freestyling after I do my initial note taking and my meditation on whatever the topic is. So that being said, I'm gonna start where I feel like I need to start at. Now to start it off, I'm gonna start with the whole Antifa. I'm gonna start with Antifa because I personally believe, based on what I've seen, is that Antifa, the whole purpose for Antifa was for the people, for the American people. Because it's quite odd that simultaneously outbursts of out of the blue news feeds through social media and other different blogs and other sources of, where is it at? The New York Times talking about the nightmare must end. Months ago, November 4th, it begins. Be there, join with thousands, and all this other stuff. So supposedly all these people were supposed to be meeting up all across the country. We got Atlanta at 6 p.m., Euclid, Moreland Avenue, p.m., City Hall, Boston, November 4th, 4 p.m., at 1 o'clock p.m., South 219 South Dearborn. That's kind of funny because I am in Chicago. Cincinnati, November 4th, 1 p.m., 4th, and all these other places. Los Angeles, November 4th, 1 p.m., Miami, New York, Philadelphia, all these places, right? Now, that was a big ass publicity stunt to distract and to redirect your attention what's really going on. More possible possibilities, because that whole thing believed that not only are we going to have this powerful pulse that's going to shut down the grid for 2 days or 2 weeks, or could be months, and it could be years. All this huge scare. scare tactic that was used by media. It was all to make us believe that because we had all these different protests and rallies going on simultaneously with another major event of a so-called EMP pulse, which EMP pulse is nothing new about the EMP pulse. Just like we have people right here, December 18th, 2015, how to EMP proof your car or truck. You know, is one of many different. Basically, the EMP, the electromagnetic pulse is nothing new. Video right here saying a presentation. Yep, I said the same thing. The myths about the EMP pulse. EMP 2015 and said no matter who decided to come out and say some shit about electromagnetic pulse happening today and the next day, this is nothing new up under the sun. So there's been a misinterpretation. There's a misinterpretation of what's really going on. So in order to really understand what's going on, we need to dig deeper and figure out what exactly, because the deceiver and oppressor will give you an illusion and program you to understand things and see things in a certain light and not dig deeper and search for the so-called metaphysics behind the certain situation. Meaning you're going to take it as is for face value. So you're going to think the magnetic pulse in your mind, you don't know that you've been subconsciously programmed to think that the magnetic pulse is something that can cause wide grid collapse or blackout. So common sense don't kick in there. Now I'm gonna dig deep into that. Just be patient. Now, we all see that Antifa was some bullshit. Facts, right? So we can agree that was probably, on top of it being some bullshit, that it was also a distraction. Because what was all the hype about? Absolutely nothing. So we can disregard that. Now, the next thing is, so we can disregard this too. This is some bullshit. Magnetic pulse. Let the games begin. This is what we really need to know about electromagnetism, what an electromagnetic pulse is, and an electromagnetic field. Effects that it has on the human brain and the human body. Now, an electromagnetic pulse is called a transient electromagnetic disperse, a short burst of electromagnetic radiation. Now, a short burst, because if you think of a pulse, just like if anybody's familiar with a heart monitor, when a doctor looks or a person looks for a pulse, it's a disperse of energy or an electricity transmitted from the heart. That's what a pulse is, and you can count the pulses. You can count the rhythm of a pulse from the conductor, which is the heart. So when they say what they're gonna do electromagnetic pulse drill, I can't see it being anything to last that has an everlasting effect, as far as like I say, having a blackout for weeks and months and stuff like that. Because anything of that level, electromagnetic pulse of that level, I'm not saying they don't have the technology to do it. I'm guaranteeing they have the technology to do it. But the thing is why would they do that? Why? Because that's button of self-destruction. You don't self-destruct toes as far as being as far as the government is concerned, just to do a test. You don't do that. You know, so that wouldn't make sense, because if the grid collapsed, so does the economy. So why would they take that much of a hit on their own economy to do a drill? They're not gonna do nothing to that extent that fuck up their money. No way, no how. Now everything they do is strategically planned to have a cause and effect on it. Would it be realistic for us to have a wild rally throughout across the country that'll make in all the major cities, that'll make the police feel defenseless, and to the point where they have to call out the military and the National Guard? That'll make sense for them to do that, because now they have an excuse to call a nationwide order for martial law. That'll make sense then. But that same thing being said, that still would have to be planned. That's what you call planned chaos. All right, so now that we know what electromagnetic pulse is, a short burst of radiation. So we know, and again, electromagnetic is one word. Now we have radiation. Radiation that's either originated by a natural source or man-made cause a radiated electric or magnetic field. So now we gotta contemplate and figure out, okay, how does radiation, fuck radiation. See, we too worried about shutting off our lights and cell phones and shit, all of our entertainment and extra perks that we have as Americans. We worried about our everyday life conveniences being deactivated, as opposed to the effects that this type of technology has over our brains. Now, radiation. That's a big factor here. Radiation affects us every day, and it affects more people than others. Radiation is the cause of most cancers. Radiation is the technology and the energy that is used inside of our microwaves. We know that's not a real fire that's actually cooking the food. There is microwaves of sonic radiated energy that is cooking the food from inside out. So that being said, if we are surrounded or possibly surrounded by any sort of magnetic field or system or technology that can disperse any amounts of electromagnetic pulses with radiation, that means we need to be more worried about them motherfuckers pressing the button, cooking our ass, as opposed to the lights going out. Now, we so worried about the lights and shit going out and electronics not working because we're not used to surviving without those things. And if that was to happen, that'll only be a short test for them to see how well equipped and prepared we are to adapt and survive without the matrix. Is the grid. The grid is the matrix. Like people that know better, they know. They say, "Yo, I'm gonna jump off the grid." That's jumping off the grid, limiting your exposure to the technology. Next thing, if the problem is if the biggest problem and concern we need to be focused on limiting is the electromagnetic pulse affecting our brains, because our brains are what? What does our brain have? Our brain has memory. It has a computer. Remember, these things are designed, are man-made designs. It's designs by us. All a computer does, all a computer processor does, is mimics the way the brain receives and transfers information, and how fast the brain receives and transfers and stores information, and how fast the brain can retrieve information after it's already taken the information. When man made the first computer, that was his whole purpose of that was the whole objective of making the computer. That's what makes the computer so unique. So the same way that we can stick USB drives, memory, hard drives, storage and memory to expand on our computer's current storage and memory, and our computers and cell phones have technology built inside it, inside of the memory system and the motherboard, the brain, the processor, the brain, through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi technology. Now we can receive it. Now this computer, this brain, information and data from other sources outside of its own without wires, across distance. Yeah, save our future and American humanity. Yeah, it's been technology out here that, first of all, so I'm gonna go on that real quick since you mentioned that. So one of the technologies that it was called 0-point technology. And 0-point technology, with 0-point technology, it's just on the simple fact of using it with the vehicles. We no longer need gasoline. So without the use of gasoline, or having to utilize gasoline to burn fuel in order to drive a vehicle, that's not only saving us money, but it also protects and limits the pollution of the community, or of the world, the atmosphere. They allow us to use 0-point technology to operate these vehicles. So you're here, go right here. The Tesla, right? Tesla free energy 0-point technology. Exactly. Here we go right here. Let's play this real quick.
Hey guys, I'm Carly Kloss, and I just created my own website with Wix. Go to Wix.com to create.
This is an hour long.
Height numbers is screen.
I'm not even going to that right now because it's an hour long. But yeah, 0-point technology. Another device that a man discovered, and he also disappeared after he was going to expose it to the world. It's called orgone energy. This guy right here, we need to look at this documentary. And the technology he used to create the devices, he was able to create chambers that he made from out of his closet of these certain organic and inorganic materials, such as certain metals, certain precious metals, along with quartz crystals and other organic and inorganic materials. He built a giant device that made it rain, that made rain come, because he had a farm, and I guess the area where he lived in was in the time period he was in, it was short on rain. He needed a solution to help feed his crops. So he designed this technology, or he utilized the technology called orgone energy in order to make it rain. So when these motherfuckers found out that this motherfucker on this farm making it rain, showed up to his farm, they made him prove that he could do it. You know what I'm saying? First they were shitting on, talking about he's insane and all this other stuff. And, you know, he flipped the switch on that machine, the clouds started forming and it started raining, and he disappeared ever since. And you really don't hear nothing else about the orgone energy. So that being said, if the technology exists and it's been stolen, that means, so if the enemy has this technology and holds this technology, it's not hard to believe that these motherfuckers out here creating storms too. These storms are being developed. Just like they showed us on the Hunger Games. These movies show us a lot of technology that they have. Wilhelm Reich, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Wilhelm Reich. Do your research on that. This is not what this video is about, but since it was mentioned in the comment section, it's definitely related to the possibilities and of the technology that's out there. Now, let's go back to the topic in hand. All right, so if we ask ourselves, why we should be worried about any sort of electromagnetic pulses being transmitted through us in the first place? And how can they transmit these electromagnetic pulses through our cell phones? Before we even get to cell phones, my bad. Before we even get to cell phones. Okay. All right, let's talk about okay. 1 second. Let's talk about Wi-Fi first. One second, my computer freezing up now. They know I'm finna about to put y'all on some shit. Okay. Fuck it. They ain't gonna let me go up. All right. Oh man. Patient. All right, so look, the research on radio waves on human health goes back to at least the 1950s. All right, we had 50 or 60 years of research to the kind of radiation associated with Wi-Fi. Okay, high frequencies of electromagnetic radiation that can promote tumor growth and cancer. The sun's ultraviolet rays and their links to skin cancer, for one example. Even at lower frequencies, very high levels of electromagnetic radiation exposure can hurt you. Now, so with that short summary right there, being said right there, Now think about how we live, what we live in, the conditions we live in every day. Now, Wi-Fi is a regular thing. It's a tradition. Most of us can't live without Wi-Fi. I'm not going to even lie to you. Wi-Fi, doing my research right now, because one, getting to the goddamn, either getting to the libraries, if we even have access to libraries and the books that need to be in the libraries like they used to, because they're eliminating the libraries. They shut down borders because we was getting unlimited access to materials, exclusive materials, without having to pay for them. You just buy you a cup of coffee, sit down and have 10 books on the table and read on and put the bitches back. So Wi-Fi. Our houses our houses have these Wi-Fi devices, and every not only having a Wi-Fi device connected, every device that we have, the more devices we have connected to the Wi-Fi technology, increases the power of the radiation submitted and transferred by the Wi-Fi technology. All right, so we got that's the basis of the Wi-Fi. Now, what's another technology? What's another technology that we use to connect and transfer information wirelessly? Bluetooth technology. We haven't even got to the point of putting the cell phones to our ear yet, because now we're accustomed to Bluetooth technology. It's a convenience, right? We don't got to hold the cell phone to our ear. Okay, let's talk about it. Bluetooth technology. Is Bluetooth technology Bluetooth radiation really dangerous? While the official word is that radiation from Bluetooth headsets and other Bluetooth devices is to be considered dangerous to human, that thinking may just be a little flawed. While it's true that levels of radiation emitted by Bluetooth headsets and devices is below what the current regular agencies consider safe, there are many who question whether their safe is really well safe. Because this is the thing, they don't tell you that. They're talking about that one. They might say that they might. First of all, they're just talking about that one individual device being safe, as far as being up under the radiation levels that are safe for humans. This is the thing. They strategically develop and put devices out on the market for our entertainment purposes and for their monetary gain. And if it involves a technology that harms the human being, they'll purposely design it to not give off too much. They'll design it not to give off too much radiation at a time. They'll design a product to kill your ass over time, slowly but surely. Because if they design a product that start killing motherfuckers a year after they start using Bluetooths or some shit like that, I mean, come on, that's common sense. That'll blow the cover. Because if they do it like this, it'll be hard for people to determine and realize what was the true killer. If you meet somebody today, that you wanted to take out, hypothetically speaking, you hire a delivery man. You know the person loves pizza, so you know the delivery man, and you tell the delivery man hey, I need you to put this in his pizza, some resin in his pizza. Those who know what resin is a very powerful poison, but resin to kill a person too quick for this in this example. But the point is that you will put something in that food that wouldn't kill that person today. It wouldn't kill them tomorrow. It ain't gonna kill them a year from now. But over time, slowly but surely, it's increasingly destroying that person's immune system, or it's building viruses across that person's immune system. is building a cancer inside of that person's immune system, which is going to destroy our organs that the body needs to function and kill off bacteria and diseases. Microwave radiation exposure dangers from Bluetooth. We got cancer, anemia, brain tumors, Alzheimer's, autism, ADD, miscarriages, birth defects, autoimmune illnesses, multi-sclerosis, hair loss, suicide, all these different things. And that's kind of weird right there. We say suicide. Now, suicide is something we need to highlight. So you mean to tell me that this technology can cause somebody to commit suicide? So if this technology, along with many others, in conjunction with the Wi-Fi and all the other amazing ass gadgets we got today, and if we in the house, we got all type of shit connected. Shit, 2 or 3 computers, everybody iPhone and Android is connected to the Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? All of us got their Bluetooth headphones, their Bluetooth Beats by Dre's, all this shit going on in conjunction with the microwave, and not to mention that we're inside of a big conductor of electricity, which is our houses, our big ass chambers. Remember, but behind the wood and the drywall is piping and tubing, coils, copper. These things, and then we have a chimney, conductor of electricity, and it's what we create inside is an electromagnetic field that the house is built and structured to help continue to conduct the electromagnetic field that we build it. And long story short, we basically damn near live in a fucking microwave turned on low. We live in a microwave that's turned on low. That's why we have to have certain devices of our own to help balance out such as one of these right here. And I have one big one of these. I also have a bunch of small ones. They call them towers. They call them tower busters. The tower busters, you put one of those on each corner of your house, outside of your house, and it actually clears up the chemtrails in the sky. It actually can help protect you from chemtrails from a block radius. So basically, if you put the cloud busters outside your house, and all your neighbors, we can get these online, or we can start making these ourselves. A lot of these devices, if made correctly, can recharge our batteries. You see how the copper in there, and the quartz crystal. Remember, anything, when we take things back to the beginning of the technology, when CDs first came out, they told us then, when the CD came out and the CD player, that what holds the memory is the crystal. Crystals hold memory, and you can transfer light information, LIGHT, through and out crystals. Now, if somebody decided to send an electromagnetic pulse, this is basically what I'm saying here. I was planning to do this big ass Trump rally and all this other stuff all across the damn country and stuff like that, and they give you they have to tell us everything that's happened before. If we actually look back and look into it, they've given us signs that they're gonna do it. That's damn near one of That's damn near one of the rules that they gonna have to abide by. But that's not saying they gonna spell it out for us. But in some way, form, or fashion, rather it was a movie. They told us they was gonna do the shit before they did it. We don't find out this information until it happens. Then we go back and research it. That's why I was telling people before midnight, just in case, before midnight, before 12 today, this morning, Wi-Fi devices. Cut off everything. Shut off your connection to the grid. That's you unplugging from the matrix. You shut down from the grid. Exactly. Because my thing is this: if you don't be the programmer of your own mind and your own personal memory, they will program you. They will program it for you. If you don't program your mind, they will program it for you. If that TV didn't program it, hopefully you're not letting the TV program you. Hopefully you're not letting social media program you, because these are designed to program you. These are the programming devices. And these not only are the programming devices, these are the devices and other technologies used for the oppressors to learn us. They have to learn their prey. They have to learn us in order to figure out how you better believe that they know how their people think. They know how their slaves think. They know how their slaves think because they watch our statuses on Facebook. They watch what we tweet. They know what we eat because they feed us what we eat. And you know what the fuck they say? You are what you eat. So if you are what you eat, we take that technically. That means that we indulge and ingest the hormonal negativities of these animals, the frustration, the stress that these animals have gone through. Ordered for food before they hit McDonald's, even if and McDonald's and places like McDonald's and fucking White Houses are not even real fucking meat anyway. I don't know what the fuck they are. Nobody has really said what the fuck those burgers are in White Houses. They just slide us. And we don't know what the fuck they sliding down our goddamn throats. They just slide us. What the fuck is a slider? Goddamn well they make potatoes in McDonald's. White Castles, what you crave. Crave. What causes the crave? It's a reason why they call it the food chain. The chain is symbolic. What is the chain symbolic of? Of slavery, bondage. So they can't say that they didn't tell us that. They told us already. Told us, but the biggest way to fuck you and control you is to make you want to be a slave, to make you want the shit they want to give you that's gonna control you. You beg for the shit. Not only you beg for it, you gonna pay for it, and you gonna pay top dollar for the shit too. So back to the possibilities of the realistic possibilities that a magnetic pulse can have on the human brain and the human heart. So we're talking about electromagnetic pulses that are conductors of either electricity, pulses of radiation, and or both of the two. You ask, well, how can it affect us? Well, we just told you, because we hold the technology and use the technology which are conductors of the radiation, or transceivers and responders of the technology, Wi-Fi to Bluetooth. And just by looking and just the LCD screens on our smart TVs and the LCD screens on our computers give off fucking radiation. Us looking at it visually. So depending on how close we are from the screen, the computer screen or the TV screen, determines the amount of exposure that we have of the radiation. So what happens if a motherfucker press the button and send a signal, a pulse, a certain pulse? Now, as a doctor knows that that they can send a certain pulse, just like if a person loses consciousness, and their heart stop. If the person's heart stops beating, what does the doctor do? They send electrical pulses to the heart and wake the heart back up. Same thing we do with a car. Those of us that's familiar with basic vehicle and mechanics. If your starter goes out, if it just goes out, you as the mechanic, you have basic understanding, knowing that if it just came out, well, now it's a possibility that all you gotta do is get up under that car and strike that car with a metal rod or whatever like that to shock it, and it'll start back up and temporarily, so you can get it to your destination and get repaired. The same thing, it's a shock. And just because somebody, they're making us believe like it's something that we're gonna be able to see. That's not nothing. This not no shit that we're gonna be able to see or necessarily hear or feel right away. The biggest scare and problem that we need to worry about this shit or be conscious of is the fact that we're not gonna know when they sent it. They probably already sent that shit. So how do you know if you received that electromagnetic pulse update? So what's that update gonna do? Maybe it might destroy some of your memory cells. Maybe it might destroy some of your ambition. Maybe it destroyed all the ambition and all the Antifa protesters had before November 4th today. Maybe that's why they wasn't really out there today. It just didn't happen the way they said it was. This was a scheduled event all across the U.S. All of a sudden, everybody woke up with a change of heart. That's kind of weird. Everybody woke up with a change of heart today, not knowing why. See, we need to understand how the brain operates. And the best way to control the people is to control their thinking, what they think and how they think. And if you control the thinking, you can control their responses. Save our future, America. You're 100% right. If we in tune, because everything is all about tones and tunes and frequencies. If we were in tune and conscious of this, we will be and were protected from this. Because we programmed our minds to be able to, it's like the difference between an Apple computer and a regular PC. The PC is more vulnerable and open to outside viruses as opposed to a Mac or Apple. Not to say that an Apple or Mac can't get infected, but the PC is more vulnerable because it's more open source. So we need to make sure that our brains are not as open source as they trying to redesign it to be. They got us around here thinking like it's gonna be some physical shit, like it's gonna be the new world war, the civil war, and we thinking all this physical shit, not knowing this shit is mental and this shit is spiritual. So somebody asks, so what can an electromagnetic pulse? What areas of the body that the electromagnetic pulse can affect? Let's see. If the brain generates electricity, electrical pulses, we know this. If the heart generates electrical magnetic pulses, we know this. And not only that, we got to remember This is what we gotta remember. Think about when you was a kid, when we dealt with electromagnets, and how we play with magnets. We like pull them apart so they can snap back together. I'm pretty sure there's devices out there. Like I say, now we can't afford no type of electromagnetic pull as a race. Electromagnetic pull will damn near make us explode, if not for sure. Because, and you think like, well, how would that make us? How can that possibly make us explode if we're not made of metal? This is where we're wrong. Throughout the duration of our life, especially for the majority of us, we got to remember we ingest small amounts of metals every day throughout our lives. Not only metals, but mercury, especially if we heavy fish eaters. Remember, they feed our food. Remember, the fish that we eating, and most of us think fish are good and safe, which it may be in the basic health ways, or compared to other foods, you know what I'm saying, or meats. But isn't it true that we've had massive oil spills and mercury spills into our water supplies, in which the fish reside and live, right? So if we eating this fish every day, or overly indulging and not properly cleansing it, if a magnetic pull happened, some of us might have enough metals inside of our body to blow the fuck up. Now, besides that, that's just worst case scenario. But if the brain and the heart are electric conductors that communicate throughout the body and send signals and data throughout the other systems of the body and organs in the body in order to fully function, that means that if we was here with a powerful enough magnetic pulse sending a signal to hit us, it would definitely affect the cardiovascular system, because the cardiovascular system / circular system circulates the blood around the body via the heart. So if the heart is affected, the blood is going to be affected. If the blood is affected, the arteries is going to be affected. The arteries is affected. Of course, the veins have been affected, and which the oxygen and other nutrients to the organs and cells. So we're fucked just off that. To mention, if the electromagnetic pulse can disrupt the brain is connected to our nerves. Our nerves are connected to our muscles. So we can, in so many words, pulse can damn near shut us the fuck down like we're a goddamn robot. Like we just be mush. The wrong signal to our brain, the wrong signal to your brain in the wrong area, of your brain will cause a dysfunction, a collapse. All right, so let's read on. We worried about the wrong shit. Now, EMP or EMF? EMF comes from radio waves. Radio waves, FM. And it's literally coming from the radio stations too. That's why they call it 92.3 FM. And you'll notice a vibrational change when you listen to radio. And most of us, I ain't gonna lie. If we listen to if we turn to the AM station, it ain't as attracted to us right now because those of us that are not used to the music, that frequency, we won't understand it, and we're not attracted to that energy per se. So we go back to FM, where we're more likely to be in tune to. So we tune into the FM station, which gives off its own individual vibration and frequency, affecting us, which will probably give a reasonable explanation why the rap music that we hear today is so fucking gay and retarded. A lot of the teenagers and shit like that in the communities are up under a certain condition because of the rap music. Whenever your cell phone is turned on, it is emitting potentially harmful EMFs. Possible side effects can range from disrupted sleep patterns to changes in DNA. Just from holding your cell phone to your ear, or whenever your cell phone is turned on, it's emitting potential harmful EMFs and electromagnetic field. That is the grid. That's what the grid is. Yo, can everybody hear me? So now we get into a whole nother situation now. Not only are they fucking up other shit, but this shit is changing our DNA. Changes in your DNA structure can change who the fuck you are and what you are as a species. Now, depending on what that is and the direction your DNA is going into, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Because also, certain things we can do to help promote a change in our DNA structure that can heal us, turn us to some forms of superhumans, which I don't mind that shit at all. So I'm always fucking around with some frequencies and shit like that to enhance my personal aura and vibration. We all should be doing that. Don't let them spoon feed you the frequencies that they want you to be on. Measure yourself by the frequency and feel the frequencies of higher consciousness. Open up that pineal, that third eye, to activate that crown chakra. Let's play that to heal those root chakras. Let's do that. Frequencies aren't bad. It's these frequencies that's fucking with us. Frequencies. When you hold your cell phone up to your ear, 10% to 80% of the radiation from the phone penetrates 2 inches into the brain. In children, the penetration is even deeper. So our kids are even more fucked up. Studies have shown that cell phones held near the head cause brainwave changes in 70% of people. The potential danger is so widely accepted that the insurance companies are beginning to exclude coverages for injuries related to the wireless cell phone radiation. Look at the mobile phone radiation penetrates the brain. 5-year-old, 10-year-old, and adult. So it's really fucking up the 5-year-old's brain. Remember, this white area is the radiation. This right here, this is the radiation right here. Well, not necessarily the white area, but the darkish grayish area is the actual radiation. But look at the spread, the extra spread that is, so it's still, so this is where the radiation is at, but it's still a spread of the radiation around the radiation. So it's still radiating around the area that it's actually dormant at. Potential problems, headaches, genetic damage. We cannot afford to have genetic damage. This shit can be passed on to generation. Impaired immune system. Who the fuck wants that? Cancers. Memory loss. We cannot afford memory loss. Memory loss is deeper than it's deeper than just having somebody just all of a sudden having Alzheimer's. We got to understand that we all suffer from some form of memory loss. Remember the time you had a bright ass idea, the brightest idea you ever thought of in your fucking life, and then a split second later you forgot, like, damn, what the fuck was I thinking? That's what I'm saying, man. Memory loss can cause you to forget who the fuck you are. We can't afford memory loss. It goes on and on and on and on and on, man. It's like the saga continues on the shit, man. Saga continues. They have router safeguards where we can put our routers inside of these guards. The router guard is the newest product that blocks the shields and shields yourself and your family from EMF, electromagnetic field. Your Wi-Fi emits 24 hours a day. The router guard is a custom Faraday cage that blocks up to 95% of the EMT emitting from the router, the Wi-Fi routers. And it's easily installed and there's no assembly required. Now, I'm not sure if this one actually fucking works, but I don't know. It look kind of janky to me, but the point is there are things out here that can help eliminate the exposure or help protect us while using these devices. Like I say, get us some organs in the house. The organs balance out the positive and negative ions. You'll learn more about the eons, what positive, negative eons are, and how to balance them when you do more research on Wilhelm Reich. And hopefully I'm still live because I am getting some technical difficulties on my second screen. So hopefully it's not messing up my main broadcast. Yeah, man. That being said, man, it don't take a rocket science to put this shit together, man. I think I've exposed enough different facts and variations of information to intrigue you guys enough to go back and do your own research and stuff like that. And start being more conscious of our immediate surroundings and ways that we can protect ourselves in our everyday life from the hoarders of the technology and controllers of the technology, which is used for us and against us. Those who are not a part of the Hellraiser Legacy, make sure y'all join. You either with us or against us. I'm tuning out. I'll probably be back in a few minutes after I take a little break, but I'm finna shut this down. I'm not going to keep on overdoing it on this. I put enough information and resources out there for us to understand, for us to look at things a little different when they broadcast shit like EMP, electromagnetic pulses and shit like that. This video is for us I want to make sure we worry about, or we're looking at things a certain way when they say certain things, so we know exactly what the situation is and how to possibly protect ourselves from what's really going on and what's really important. And what's really important is DNA, protecting our own individual minds and our own individual bodies and our own individual spirits. All right, peace out.